What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is cold. It's actually a little bit of a heat wave today. It's early February. It is about 23 degrees out, but yesterday it was negative 15 and it felt like it was negative 40. So we are basically in summer right now. So what we got going on today, got the trucks kind of warming and idling them and sitting. We got to get this ATV, I don't know if you can see it because of the lighting, this ATV on this flatbed. I don't have ramps. I'm going to try to use this snowbank. So we'll see how that goes. Been having some trouble with this truck at one of my plow accounts, new construction down by the lake, and we've been kind of fine, but we've actually, except for the last couple of days here, we've had a pretty warm winter. So you'll see when we get down to that site later. If I can't get it on the flatbed, we're just going to go and borrow an ATV trailer, but I'm going to try to just get it up here. But either way, we're going to see this account later, and you'll see that there's some tight turns, some really tight quarters. It hasn't been an issue in the last couple years, which I've been plowing for them, but now there's houses down there and the houses are soon to be done, and the wet greasy snow down in the hole is just not really working out well. So the truck weighs a lot, and when you make turns with a plow, you don't really get everything, so you leave snow behind you, you try to back up, and it just creates a slippery situation. So we're gonna think about taking this ATV over there, and I've been using it here on my driveway and a couple of neighbors' accounts. It has chains on it, four-wheel drive obviously, so we'll just see if it makes an improvement. We got the quad out here. I think what we're gonna do is use these planks. We're gonna get up there as far as we can, and then I'm probably just gonna winch, have a nice controlled ascent on there onto the truck. So we'll see how this all goes. Easier than I thought. I guess I did not need the winch, so that's perfect. All right, let's get this tied down here. Okay, loaded. So we plow in from the road there. We're gonna go this way and drop off the ATV, and then later I'll show you what's down this way. But we plow all this. This is all pretty good with the truck. Okay, plow all this with the truck, and then this is where it kind of gets a little tricky. So this has not really been an issue driving down this year. For most of the time, I think we plowed about 10 times so far. We pushed about 4 feet of snow, and beautiful down through here. Where you get a little tricky is some of these storms. You get a little greasy, and as you can see, there's a nice layer of ice here, and I had to winch a contractor out from this turn, Trucks don't like to, or plows don't like to take plate turns. I'm slipping here on this ice. Down in here, it gets tough. My truck's like 25 feet long with a plow in the front, and it's a little, I don't know, 2 or 3 feet stick off the back with the sander. So if I can do most of the plowing with the truck and then come down in here and clean stuff up with the ATV, maybe even do some of these runs with the ATV, it might make life a little easier. We will see. I'm gonna have to go run and get some sand. We'll come back here later and we'll sand this. It looks like they got power coming out of their shop here, which is nice because I got a battery tender on the ATV. The cold weather drains the battery, so I will be able to plug that in. So let's figure out, might back up to this bank here. Not too worried about getting it off. Maybe this bank, we'll see what's on the other side. We'll back up to there and back it right down maybe. If it gets stuck, we'll winch her out, pull over the truck, and then we'll be good to go. Not too bad. All right, so we'll get this hooked back up. Easy. All right, we'll go take a ride and look at this other side over here. So this is where I'm having most of my problem. As you can, backfire. As you can see, you come down in here, very tough to turn around. I've actually asked him to kind of level this off because I've been backing up on this high spot and then trying to turn around to go back up this hill, and you slide around. So this wasn't going on in the beginning of the year, so I'm like losing more and more space. I'm already talking with the property owners here that if we are going to maintain this property for the third season, if we're gonna maintain this for a third season, we're gonna have to probably next year have a tractor down in here. So this is one of my highest paying accounts. As you can see, there is a lot of linear footage here for plowing. Get paid pretty well down in here, but no amount of money is worth kind of really getting stuck all the time. So let's go and we'll look at a couple other spots. Hopefully the ATV again will just kind of help us out, and if it doesn't, then we'll just keep doing what we've been doing. We also plowed down in there. This is the back side of the house. My truck is parked right over here. That's the first one we plow. This goes to the back side where they're working, and then we were just down in there. So all of that so a good amount of plowing in here. We'll see if that makes a difference. We'll know on the next storm. What's nice is it's by the lake, which the lake actually just froze like over this past weekend. And when the lake is not frozen, there's a lot of warm air coming off the water. And obviously a lot of this is staying over there. It gets a lot of sun. It's been kind of warm. It's basically all dirt, which is nice. This is ice. So I might go and throw some sand in the salter and come over here and sand this, because I'm not going to want to do it. It's Sunday, so I'm not going to want to do it during the week when they're here working. Just get it over with. So I'm going to find a place to park this, and it's good to go. All right, what's going on, everybody? The snow and ice business has been good to me. A couple years ago when I started, we started with about 15,000 in revenue. 3 years later, we're up to 55,000 in revenue, just doing snow and ice. So typically when I have to go get sand and salt, I have to basically do an hour round trip. It's just 30 minutes there with traffic and red lights, and 30 minutes back. It's the closest place to me that I can get sand when I need it, and sand and salt mix. So now I got a pretty good salt and sand business, and I'll show you one of the routes here in a minute. One of the biggest accounts that I have that requires most of my sand. My hopper is about a 1.8 yard hopper. I usually fill it up with about half to a yard at a time, but I'm spending way too much time and money going and getting sand and salt. So with this account, I worked out a relationship with this property here, which owns obviously this side where the tractor is, and then where I'll show you in just a little bit. And I arranged to have 10 yards, basically 10 tons of sand dropped off, and I can use their tractor when need to, fill up my truck, my sander, my hopper, and basically save a lot of money. Getting the sand in bulk with the salt delivered is still cheaper than what I would pay going to and from the yard to get it, and it also saves me an hour of time. So it's basically going to save me 10 hours in time and money. So let's get this tarp off here, and we'll get some sand on the truck. One thing that I like to do before running sand into driving sand into the hopper is I'll come in here. Here's my control for the salter. I'll turn the spinner way down, and I'll turn the belt up a little bit, and that will help. That will keep the chain moving and hopefully keep anything from binding up in there. They make these things so foolproof these days. So brake over here, there's a parking brake on right now. Parking brake's off. If I press this in and pull this lever up, parking brake's on. So here's our throttle, so we can get I'm kind of right in the middle here. this button, or this pedal right here, does your forward. So you press forward on it, go forward, and then there's an arrow on the back side of the same pedal to go backwards. Very smooth. And then with our bucket here, this joystick controls the bucket. So up, down. If you pull it in, bucket goes up, bucket goes down. Pretty nice machine. There's some other functions here, high, low, some different PTO stuff. He has a 3-point hitch on the back. Really nice machine. It's got heat, so I'm very thrilled to be able to add this to a piece of equipment that I have access to. Everything in life, everything in business, all comes down to asking and knowing people. So I got this account. The guy told me that the tractor was here if I needed it. Honestly, it took a couple of weeks, but the other day just dawned on me. I'm like, man, I should just get a load of sand dropped over here. Called the guy up, said, hey, you mentioned your tractor. I want to drop sand on your property. Here we are. So I'm pretty thrilled. It's going to save me a lot of time. It's going to save me a lot of money over the course of the winter. So this account that we're going to go and show you, a couple others that I throw sand and salt for, those are all priced into the plow season. So I do everything up front. All my accounts are prepaid, typically $100 for sanding. This place over here is a little bit more. And then I price for 15 storms. And then I do have a couple of accounts that are under construction. They are also priced for 15 storms. But if there's anything in between that needs to be done, the other day I had the contractor call me, said they were having an issue getting, you know, some of his guys have Honda Civics, they were having trouble getting up the hill. And then the Tuesday after Christmas, they're getting a delivery from a box truck. They're getting some stuff delivered to the site. He asked for more stuff. I get to charge an additional service fee on top of the already negotiated and paid for 15 storms. So sand and salt has really helped grow my business. A significant portion of my revenue for snow and ice comes from just sand and salt. So it was a nice add to my business, and this is definitely going to help speed things up a little bit, make everything more efficient. All right, so this is my one of my biggest accounts, and as you can see, it's all uphill. Takes a lot of maintenance. You can already see a lot of sand that's been thrown here. Steep grade. So as you can see there, that's pretty long. It's over 2,000 feet of pavement. And I'll show you a couple things at the bottom that we also got to take care of. But typically I come up here, I push coming up as if I can, throw salt as I can to make sure I have as much traction going down, because I have skated here a few times. So as you can see, looking down, there is some significant drop. See out to the lake there. We also take care of this property back in here. We did that roof. That was in a roof wash video over the summer. And this turn right here, this S turn, is a little hairy. This one gets a lot of sand, a lot of salt. One of the reasons that I push these banks back a little bit like that is not necessarily for snow pushing. It's I'm hoping those banks will freeze, and I have a stopping point if I ever need to rely on it. So we come down through here, we plow all the way back into here. There's apartment buildings here, Airbnbs here, and then all back through here. So there's this building right here. There's a building behind it. There's a building right there, and on the back side of this white garage here. So there's 4 buildings back in here. So we take care of all of that.